I'm just leaving now. I'm like, man, you can't see.
No, it's like I finished like 20 minutes before that. I was dumping all the shit in my trailer.
Right.
But yeah, man. I'm used to it used to be like 7:30, and all of a sudden it was 5:30.
All right, so quick, don't take this in the political realm or I'll punch you in the face. Quick preference. What do you prefer? This time or spring forward?
I don't know. I probably spring forward.
Yeah, me too. Because it eventually comes back around to where the sun's setting at what, 6:30?
I don't think we should change the clocks. Just fucking deal with it.
I don't like this one.
Yeah, so. I would be okay if we just let it ride, because I don't think it's going to affect the whole operation of the country that much.
Well, and I was just on a Zoom call with my daughter, because my daughter's walking to her sorority house and it's already pitch black and she's by herself walking in that East fucking Lansing dump.
Oh no.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, we'll just stay on FaceTime the whole time.
Yeah, right. Stay on the phone.
Well, Shawn, you can't shoot anybody through FaceTime, so.
No, I said, but we're FaceTime, and I said, well, hold it up over your shoulder. I can see if someone's coming behind you, Lee. I said, you look out the front. I said,
I got your back.
I got your six. All clear.
Dad on the 6.
Yeah, and then she looks like a weirdo walking down the street with her phone up in the air
it was 6 o'clock, and she felt like half scared because it feels like it's midnight.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a couple of days I was like, damn.
It's pitch ass dark, man.
Yeah. It does make you feel like it's a lot later than it usually is, because there's been some days at 6 o'clock. I'm like, damn, it feels like it's 9:30 already, But I just let it ride. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
Use the moon as your guide.
Use the moon as a guide for sailors and farmers.
The condoms.
There you go.
All right, let's get into it, guys. We got a ton to get into. There's so much going on.
Is there? What's going on? What's up this week?
Let's go.
Yeah. Well, Michigan almost lost to Maryland, so that's a starting point.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
We got a T-shirt winner. Nailed the fucking number.
Bingo.
My guy. I exchange emails with quite a bit. He fucking nailed it. Not necessarily on the final score, but on the total. So that's all that matters, right? What else we got? Get your scores in now. This is a fucked up week with Thanksgiving on Thursday. We are going live. I'm going live every day this week at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, except for Turkey Day. No Thursday show, but I'm going Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right.
He's going hard. Going hard this week.
I only know one way, Shawn. You know that. My wife knows that, at least, anyway. No, that's getting weird now. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry, Shawn.
No, you shouldn't have.
I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Shawn, you got any backyard games you're involved in today, or you take the week off and let your washer your elbow rest?
Yes, yeah. I did take it easy this week. Still
ice it up.
Some light bruising, and still a bit of an open wound on the knee. So but no, we're getting through it. Yeah, we'll be ready for game day. We'll be ready for Saturday for sure.
That's all that matters.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get our guy in here. Make sure he's up. I think this would be probably the most important show of his life. So let's get him going. You know what we do.
Hi, my name is Tyvis Powell, former Ohio State Buckeye and national champion DB. Welcome to the Buckeye Cast. These guys was born and bred in the Buckeye State, and they like to talk Buckeye football and drink bourbon. Subscribe to the show. Now pour up a drink and pull up a stool. Here's your host, Joe Warwick. Get him, Joe.
All right, Tyvis. Yes.
My man.
Now I feel like
he's doing a nice job, by the way. I like him. I might be biased.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. He's a good dude. All right. So there's a lot going on here. We do want to jump into the Michigan prep. Obviously, that is the focus this week. And we're going to do a ton more live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So don't forget, lock it in, subscribe, hit the like button, all the good stuff. We'll take some calls this week through the live shows. Probably not so much. We don't really have time tonight to go live because we've got the three of us really going in deep on a lot of things. But before we get going, Jeff, I do want to tee you up because you weren't on the Friday live show. Me and Shawn got a good swing off the tee box on the latest Michigan, issues. So I wanted to give you 5 to 10 minutes of just a stream of consciousness. If you don't have anything queued up in your brain, just wherever it takes you, I'll let you have the microphone. Not yet, but me and Shawn went in pretty hard on Michigan on Friday, and we got a lot of good feedback. Our guy Reggie called in and went at Shawn's neck pretty hard. And
that was nice.
Yeah, Reggie and the 614 are not messing around. He's a huge he's a huge
got to
Kyle
agree on
fan.
everything.
He likes Kyle McCord. So
just like Kyle.
Yeah. So but Jeff, quickly, I do want to announce the winner of the t-shirt giveaway before we let you go. Johnny C, my guy. This guy, I told you about this guy before. Johnny C, he and I email a few times a week at least. He is awesome. He played high school ball with Jack freaking Tatum.
Nice.
Jack Tatum,
Hell yeah.
The assassin. He played high school
Where's
ball
that?
with him.
Where's that high school?
I believe that was in Philly. That's where Jack Tatum's from. I'm almost 100% sure. But Johnny C, he wins. I think this might be his second T-shirt of the season. Just 2 wins out of 11 games. That's awesome. Johnny C, hit me up. You know the drill. Check out the shirts. Get yourself maybe a hardball cheater shirt because those are going to be useful for the next year or two, probably, unless he jumps to the NFL. But anyway, don't listen to me. So Johnny C, get at me. You know the drill. We had a bunch of dudes that were close. We had some 44s. Johnny nailed it with a 40-point Buckeye total. Everybody else went aggressive up in the 50s. But anyway, all right, Jeff. So do you need me to set up any bullet points for you? Are you up to date on the most recent stuff as of Friday? Nothing's changed, obviously, with game day, other than Harbaugh didn't coach the game from the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, I might be missing a few minor details, but I got the gist of what the agreement was with the Big Ten. Really sorry I missed that show. I wanted to get in, but with the weather this week, work kind of overloaded me. It's congratulations too on the traffic y'all got. Seems like a big show.
Almost hit 2K. 2,000 views on that one.
It's the magic elixir, right? You get Michigan, you get your hated rival in a fucking scandal, boom. Radio
it is. Because people are dying for content on that.
Yep.
Right. I was hoping that they would come with a different punishment and get him on the sideline because I don't think I want to be able to beat him when he has to go shake Ryan Day's hand after the game. You know what I mean? I kind of wanted that moment. If we wanted to get the real punishment, take their OC and their DC off the sidelines. for a game. That's the punishment because they're the ones game planning with all the signals and all that bullshit. And listening to the little bit I have of checking out the Michigan boards, they did a complete 180, melting down, turning on their own insiders, which I thought was just fucking literature gold. Even my best friend, you guys all know him, biggest honk for Michigan, never listens to anything, just talks shit.
He's a bigot.
I talked to him yesterday and said, wow, I said, I saw the game was 29-24 or something like that. He's like, he had not one moment this season at all has he been down or skeptic, but he's like, man, fucking our backup tackle went down along with the starter and his backup. He's like, right. JJ's hurt too. They're just not saying it. He's just like, he's almost taking it back to, the previous 8 years. Just in a, he said, and losing the coach, he's like, come on, man. I'm like, he's like, that woe is us. Shit. But everything
the victim mentality.
Yes, everything up until Friday, up until I talked to him yesterday, was it don't fucking matter. It didn't fucking help us. We're gonna fucking smash you. You guys can't fucking handle our D line. JJ's fucking makes plays. Blah 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 blah. Just you couldn't talk to him about the game at all or anything. We're gonna fucking kill you guys. You guys suck. Your quarterback sucks. But completely different tune come Saturday afternoon after squeaking by Maryland. I love it. I love it. It's when your rival's going through shit. What's the German word? Schadenfreude?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
yeah.
Like
feels so good to stick it in you. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Or just maybe even just watching you get stuck from a distance is still good too. So. Right. But yeah, I wish I could have got in on the show. I wish I could have got in there Friday.
No, go ahead. This is your opportunity to give your reaction to all the shit. So you got like a couple more minutes. Go hard.
Like I said, I don't know the details. What happened to that Tim guy that was the supposed initial rat?
Uncle
that
T,
ratted out Harbaugh.
The booster.
Uncle T, and
supposedly that's not him. Me and Shawn are skeptical because he's so close to Connor Stallions.
Sure.
And he said so in that interview with Yahoo on Friday. Sounds like they got a little bit more going on. Like they actually have each other's phone numbers. So a booster and a low-level recruiting staffer should probably not have each other's numbers and be communicating, right, Shawn? Go ahead.
You would think, but I mean, they're above reproach. So,
and we all saw this back when they said Connor Stallions is a low-level recruiting guy. He makes $50,000 a year, and we all kind of just were talking out loud, like, how the fuck is he going to 36 different football games? You know what I mean? On a $50,000 a year, you got to really pinch them pennies. You know what I mean? You got a lot of vacuums to repair in your spare time. So obviously there's somebody funding customers. It. Yeah, those reviews were great too. I love reading those.
Yeah,
but there was about a 4-hour window there when I thought, holy shit, could Tom Brady be Uncle T? And that would just that would have been the cherry on top of the sundae, I guess. But that would have just been funny, comical. Not the case at all. But it's just it's deep. I can imagine the NCAA. The FBI is on campus investigating the fucking one coach. The emails and shit.
Well, Jeff, what do you think about Chris Partridge being fired, and then Clinkscale, the DB's coach, deleting his entire Twitter account? I mean, this is a month from signing day.
Yeah, and that Partridge was one of Harbaugh's key guys that he would travel with, I think, on the recruiting trail, if I read that correctly. He's like one of their bigger recruiters, like an Al Washington used to be probably for them. That's and seeing the pictures of him and Connor Stallions they're like family friends almost. You know what I mean? Like those guys are tight. So the rogue fucking Lone Ranger manifesto weirdo guy that everybody was saying he is, that's not the case. There's a direct tie to the coaching staffs. You can't deny it. And I think Partridge probably is the dude that hey, give me a little nest egg on the way out, I'll take the sword. It's always the low level assistant guys that end up getting hammered, getting fired. But I'm sure they're getting a briefcase of cash.
Well,
somewhere.
he's accountable. One of 10 coaches. He's a position coach. It's not like he's an Alex Yud, the pedo,
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a Connor Stallions.
They had to show somebody, because I think the evidence that's being laid in front of them by the Big Ten, and maybe what the NCAA is kind of maybe telegraphing to them, is they got us. We gotta. Somebody's got to fall. Somebody's got to be
He was
patsy
also
here.
advising
I think
the players on what to say. This past week, the NCAA was on campus and interviewing players, and he was supposedly advising them on what to say, and that is a no-no, obviously, from the NCAA. But
it's frowned upon.
All right, you got 2 more minutes. I'll give you 2 more minutes if you want to go off on anything else revolving.
No, bro, I don't need 2 more minutes, man. But I don't need 2 more minutes. But it's just as people keep looking into that program, it's the more and more shit's going to come out that isn't even part of what they're looking for. But they're just probably going to stumble upon shit. You know what I mean? It looks like there's a widespread, and we haven't heard this word. This used to be a buzzword all over the place. Lack of institutional control. A couple of radio guys are throwing that out there, but you're not hearing it from the NCAA. That if that's not a case for the definition of your program's out of control with U.S. integrity, looking at the betting aspect. FBI is there looking at cyber crimes.
Do you remember the CEO of U.S. Integrity, Matty Holt? He used to be on RJ Bell had a show for years.
RJ in Vegas,
right. So he was brought on Colin Cowherd's show. So Matty Holt is a big time old school dude, and he actually is CEO of the U.S. Integrity thing. He took that on like years ago. I don't remember. I was like, okay, that doesn't sound like anything important to me, but shit comes around, man. The circle comes back around, and he's part of the U.S. Integrity thing. And
you don't fuck around in Vegas.
If
with their money
involved, that there is some major gambling shit going on. It's just a matter of how many people on that staff are involved.
For sure.
So who is it? Can you explain to me a little bit what's that body, and are they a governing body? What exactly are they? And is it speculated, or it's proven that like they're looking into some shit?
They're the ones that supposedly got a lot of this information early on. So U.S. Integrity is basically to cover all of gambling in all sports. Every game, like their tagline is, every play, every game, every sport. They want to make sure that the shit is on the up and up. And when they see irregularities or bets coming in from people that shouldn't be betting, like college football coaches, for example, they call it out and they find it. And that's what was found. That's why the feds got involved with the Matt Weiss thing, because they found browser cookies for gambling sites on his computer. Who knows what else they found? We haven't gotten concrete reporting on that yet. There's speculation, there's other stuff, but even still, if it is just gambling related, that's bad enough. That's pretty fucking bad.
I'm telling you, if the gambling's in there, this is lack of institutional control, and bad things are going to happen.
And that's the thing is, if it's a coach, one of the 10 countable coaches, that's bad. Yeah. That's worst case scenario.
I mean, and just one aspect alone. If coaches are gambling on their work computers in the athletic center, holy shit! That alone right there is fucking news across the Sports Center, across the nation, scandal. college betting. That's just one little veer off of the main highway in this fucking story. I mean, this is 10 lanes both ways coming right down your throat, Michigan. Like, I mean, they got all kinds of they got exit ramps everywhere. I mean, the story is just gonna keep expanding, and Harbaugh will not survive. We will not see him on the sideline. I don't think we see him on the sideline again for Michigan. I think enough heat's going to come after the season. Well, I mean, maybe for the bowl game, if he comes back, or whatever. This year he could come back, but I don't think he makes it to next season. I think there's so much just going to start unraveling, and they're going to say, Jimmy, we tried, but fuck, man, you're bringing too much heat. We got the
Bruce
feds here. We got the betting
yesterday. That he's probably going to miss the bulk of next season. So, I think we see him jumping ship. So
I think he sees it too. If I had to put money on it, I think he was eyeing it, kind of like that Pete Carroll route. Let me just I don't know what's going on back here, but I'm gonna go over here and watch the explosion behind you, like the fucking Joker walking away. So the school's gonna get hit with major shit. He's gonna get a show cause probably for 10 years or something. He'll be in the pros and then retire. It won't be an issue for him, but that program I think could make a huge.
How they treat the rest of the staff is more important, in my opinion. Yeah.
That's why I want to hear.
Obviously, there's so much evidence of them interacting with Stallions. This is like it's an open and shut case, right? I mean, this is a layup. Even the federal government can't fuck this one up. You would think.
He's 5 feet away from Jesse Minter talking to him. Minter looks at him during the games. If they're talking during the games, what are they talking about? If not,
when everybody starts signaling pass after he says pass, that's a huge telltale sign.
I mean, like, what would be the argument against?
But isn't my understanding of that is we've got guys that are looking for that too. He had better data than all of us. He collected it illegally.
Amazingly,
we've got guys, right?
No, but what you said, Shawn, he obtained it illegally by rules of the NCAA. You can't obtain it the way he obtained it, and it's proven that he did it. I mean, that's the whole thing. I don't think it's that egregious of a rule, but you fucking broke it, and if you can't, don't tell me it didn't help you. Because if you know this stuff,
is it still the most hilarious thing that fucker was on the Michigan State sidelines in Central Michigan? I mean, this is comedy.
I think he should be getting a cut of all the sales of those sunglasses with the recording device in them. I think he should be getting a percentage. I mean, I never heard of those before until I saw those online. And
go to your local spy ops store.
Yeah.
All right. So
and Central Michigan.
Let's wrap it up. Go ahead, Jeff. You get the last word.
I'm curious to see what Central Michigan ever ends up saying about having that dude in their shit on their sideline. Yeah, they're just going to admit that they have horrible security and they didn't know, or it could be there could be all kinds of avenues for this fucking story to run. That's great. I love it. And the negative recruiting that's going to come out of this, everybody in the country is feasting on talking shit about Michigan now.
Nobody's decommitted quite yet, but I'm sure it'll happen. All right, so let's quickly recap this Minnesota game. We did actually have a game last night. Anyway, not a lot to talk about, in my opinion.
No.
Buckeyes roll, slow start. I would say maybe the team was a little distracted with the upcoming game next week. Probably not working too hard, not pushing as they should, but let's just go ahead and do our grades and MVPs, and then we'll get on to the real shit. Shawn, let's start with you.
I agree. This is a sleepy game for the Buckeyes. To me, it's nice to win it and you want to go undefeated, but it didn't matter. Essentially, Michigan's game didn't matter either, in my opinion. It's like, okay, look, as long as you win next week and then win the Big Ten championship, you're in.
But I mean, as long as you won this week's game, it didn't matter.
No, not if you lost this week's game, even. If you sleptwalk through it and lost this game, but win next week's game, and then you go to the Big Ten championship and win that, I think either one of us would still be it.
Well, Shawn, hold on, man. If we had one conference loss and going into the Michigan game, beat them, give them one conference loss, it goes to tiebreakers. We're not guaranteed the Big Ten.
Yeah, you are. It's heads up. It's heads up. Yeah, you are. Right.
Is that the first tiebreaker? If they're both,
I believe so.
Record?
Let me get my trusty Big Ten rule book. The handbook seems to have been used more than most people's hands in the last couple of weeks. But I
think the first thing is head to head. That's why it got difficult when Penn State was still in it, and it could be a three-way, even though we beat Michigan. But if we'd have, in that three-way circle jerk, Penn State would have went.
I think you have to pay extra for that.
Depends on where you go.
Sure.
So the offense, I'll give the offense a B+. On the back of my MVP is obviously Trey. Balled out, perfect game, 15 carries. That's what I was looking for. And he worked hard, but didn't overwork him. He didn't have 25, 30 carries. I think that was a nice primer, get him juiced up going into next week. So Trey was the man. I don't even have his final stats in front of me, but nice to see the long one. Been a minute since I've seen one of those, just boom and gone.
Yes, of course.
I give him a B+ because the field goals really piss me off. We got to finish drives.
Well, yeah. Apparently, the best field goal kickers in the Big Ten are from Minnesota and Michigan State. These guys are nailing 50-yarders. Trey had
that was ridiculous. By the way,
It's like, come on, seriously. It's fourth quarter. Just fucking take a knee. Anyway, Trey had 15 carries, 146, 2 touchdowns, the long of 75. That will help the average out and give you a 9.7. But I'm with you there. I assume Kyle's lack of yardage is why you went B+ on the offense.
Well, Kyle got lucky, threw some bad balls. That one should have so been picked or whatever. I thought Kyle was very average. But again, with this team,
he was very Kyle.
Yeah, he was very Kyle. And that's not bad. No big mistakes, right? Well, someone else would pick that ball off that hit that dude in the hands, and a couple other bad throws. But yeah, Kyle's Kyle, gets it done. Don't screw up too bad, and that D will keep us in it.
Okay. All right, Jeff. Let's go offense. Give me your grade. And since Shawn already queued himself up on the MVP, I love it.
I thought you said both of those.
No, go ahead. I love it. That means less talking for me.
Yeah, the field goals is very, very aggravating. Kyle was very Kyle like. I'll go low B. I go like 84%, 83%, B-. For the offense. Well, I'm just trying to think. I'm just giving you an idea where I'm at. B-. The
grades you strived for.
Yeah, I would have loved living off B-. But that team was made for the team. Like that should have been a lot more like the Michigan State game. We do what we want the first half, and then we just kind of, if we want to sit on the ball, do whatever, have our way with them. That team had no business holding us, to field goals and everything. So aggravating to see that. I'll go with as an MVP. Obviously, he's pretty good, right? When he's healthy, that dude's pretty good.
Looks.
I could. Yeah,
you're right, Shawn. It was the 15 carries. Ideal. Get him out of there. I was saying that was nice to see Dallin Hayden. I was like, just Dallin and Chip all the rest of the game. We don't keep that dude in a bubble. But I'm gonna go.
While you're touching on that, Jeff, I gotta remind people. I touched on it today in the Daily Blitz from this afternoon, but the postseason games do not affect your red shirt. So Dallin can play against Michigan.
Oh, really?
And through the postseason if we need him.
Wow, that's huge. I was wondering about that.
That's what she said.
I heard that the other day. That was nice to hear.
Yeah. I
I'm
didn't remember that. So having that reminder this time of year is important.
The stables are full.
So yes. Hello. So
Yeah,
Jeff,
I mean,
who's your
we
MVP?
Oh, I mean, obviously Trey had the best game. But I'm gonna go with my man Cade Stover.
Kyle Stover?
Okay.
Okay.
Cade Stover. He did, coming back. He looked healthy. And he's, that dude's he's a dude's dude. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Like he's tough. He's him and Eichenberg kind of epitomize the team. It's like if you want people standing up for the to represent the team, those are two great people to have. Stover's gonna be missed. He makes plays. He's tough as nails. Tries his ass off. He's always accountable. He knows if he fucked up, he's the first one to say it, and he usually gets better or and makes improvements. So to see him come back healthy, making some plays is nice to see. So I'll go Kyle. Or Jesus Christ, Cade. Sorry, not Kyle. No McCord.
Oh, sad. I'm going A-. I think the offense did as well as it could given the field position. The first half, the starting field position was horrific. They were here's the 5 drives in the first half, starting at our own 15, our own 3, our own 13, our own 11, and our own 3. I don't know how you can muster up much of a drive. It'd be nice to go 90 plus every drive, but that's not realistic in college football. I don't care who you're going against. So a little bit of I'll give a little bit of a pass there because Kyle did finish strong. His last drive that was the end of the third, right into the beginning of the fourth quarter, he went 7 completions in a row and punched it in with the touchdown to Cade. So I'm going to give him an A-. Could have been better, but not the end of the world. And for my MVP on offense, I'm going to Mecca. 2 is back. 2 is fucking back. And if you want to go ahead and run that safety over to Marv's side of the field, go ahead. Because that's a lot of open spaces for Emeka, and he's going to take advantage of that. Same with Cade. I think they could have done a lot more if they had maybe another possession or 2, or even kept the starters in later. They went late enough, in my opinion. But Emeka looks like he's back in game shape, and
I hadn't seen that burst. That explosion from him has been missing. Even when he's been playing, even the few games he played sparingly, you could tell all right, he's not right. He's not, he's not the surefire first round draft pick. Buckeyes have the best duo receivers in the country. Talk coming in, starting after the Notre Dame game, especially when he had a big game. Everybody's like, look at these two. Hands down, Ohio State has the top 2. Then it wasn't right. But it looks like we got out of there unscathed. Him, Stover, all those guys Tommy didn't play much. Yeah. So I mean, it looks like everybody's gonna get the full week of rest.
Yeah. All right, let's go defense, Jeff. Yeah. Hit me up with your grade on defense and your MVP, please. We gotta.
I'll go A. Game. I'll go A. I mean, if a 54-yarder from a Czechoslovakian to wipe away the shutout, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. You live with that. But yeah, I mean, the defense, they gave up some yards, a couple runs here and there, but
they didn't even get inside the 25 though. No, they never made it close to the red zone.
No, the defense, aside from maybe like a few more strip sack fumbles, would have made it like a perfect performance. But yeah, I mean, it's an A. It's an A performance from the defense. They're showing out.
Who's your MVP then?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Jack Sawyer.
You got to.
Nice.
That dude had the fucking best day of his career, in my opinion.
And I believe I had that if you want to check the microscopes.
I don't want to.
Okay.
But I
Look it up.
refuse to believe you anyways. All right, Shawn, give me your defensive grade and your MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I got to go with the A on that. To hold those guys, kind of a chicken shit move. The only thing that I'm like, all right, at least you're testing out your kicker to can he nail a 54-yarder? But that's always chicken shit to me to get avoid the shutout. If I'm a player on an offense like that, I feel like I'm pissed. Like, coach, no. I want to try and score on these bastards. We can try and hit a Hail Mary field goal to, down 5 scores. Oh.
They never attempted a 4th down. That tells me you're not trying to win.
Right?
Yeah, that's one thing we thought coming in. PJ Fleck's gonna have some fucking weird shit for us, like kind of like Shiano. He's gonna do some off the wall stuff, weird formations, weird plays, unbalanced lines, trick plays. I figured I thought he might, because what do they have to win? They're out of the race in the West. He wanted to come back. I would have thought we were gonna get a little more like risky, more little riskier PJ Fleck, I guess would be a way to say it. But
yeah, he's so beat up, like that running back room. I think he's down like 3 or 4 running backs. Right. I think he just went into the turtle position and said, all right, let's just get out of here. Yeah. My MVP on D, I'll go with Hancock. The big pick and the nice tackle on JT. I mean, the guy was all over the place.
Yeah. Big fat Hancock. Good call.
Yeah,
He did have a nice tackle on JT. Way to force him out of bounds on that return. Dumbass. What are you doing? He's not going to pitch it to you. Get out of the way. Maybe you lay a block.
He wanted it so bad. He wanted it.
Oh, he's telling me. He's like, yo, go. Hit me.
Yeah, I got a clean alley.
I can take it myself.
Right. Instead, I'm going to force you out of bounds. All right. I'm going to go A for the defense, of course. I don't know how you play better keeping a team from approaching the red zone 2 weeks in a row. And they actually seem to amp it up in the second half. With the turnovers, Hancock had the pick on the following possession. Remember that? Besides just the strip sack from Jack and JT in the return, then Hancock comes back and shows you his big Hancock and picks that ball and returns it for 40. So yeah, I'm going to steal your thunder, Shawn, and take Hancock as my MVP.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Jeff, you got anything else you want to say before we get into this pre-Michigan game stuff?
No, just that I texted you guys during the game. Like, I was like, this is the shittiest you can play by being up 34 points I've ever seen. Just overall in general, like just our starting field positions. When we got the ball at the 3 one time, we ended up punting. Our punter was on the goal line. When it was time, so we didn't flip the field at all. And so, we were up 30. We're up fucking 5 scores, but it never felt like that. We were never in danger. We were never in hurt or worried about Minnesota mounting any kind of comeback because the defense is lights out. But it was just like, wow, we did the game. We hit some big plays, but I was like, we're kind of playing like shit. To be up by 34 points, it was odd. But on to the next. We got through it. We're on to hate week.
All right, let me run through the chat quickly. I can't hit everybody's comments. We've got a million of them in here, but we got the usual suspects. We got a couple new people in here, which is awesome to see. But we got Odysseus. We got Beat, the team up north. We got Jeremiah. He's in here. Doug. What's up, Doug? No, I don't think they've fired another staffer yet, but I'll let you know if anything changes. I'll keep a close watch on that. Doug has the Buckeyes 31-0 over the Cheaters. Odysseus has 24-10. Kang is back. What's up, Kang? Good to see you.
Kang.
RDB is in here. Good to see you, RDB. Kang has 45 zip. That's aggressive. but I like it.
Come on, guys. Really?
Hey, don't take emotion out of the show, Jeff. Otherwise, what do we have?
Right.
Matthew has 28-17 Buckeyes. Matthew said, forgot to say fuck meat chicken. Meat, yeah. Odysseus says we're peaking. Jeremiah, yes, we don't give a damn for that whole state. Running through this. That's right, Matthew. It's official. It's fuck scum. Okay, so there's some smoke coming out now about a computer algorithm the cheaters are using in games. So this goes back to the sign stealing and Doug, thank you.
That was my premise all along. Of course, you put an algorithm, and then you can break the code, whether it's changed or not. If you've got, I mean, that's what we're talking about here.
I thought it was just simple laminated sheets of signs. But Tyler, what's up, Tyler? Good to see you. Your shirt's on the way, man. It is hate week. Doug says Jack Tatum was born in Cherryville, North Carolina, and played high school football in New Jersey. So I'm sure that's where Johnny C played high school ball with Jack Tatum.
It was a different Jack Tatum.
Yeah, I hope it's the same. Odysseus says, and there's smoke about our practice footage. Yeah, we talked about that like weeks ago. It seems like these things kind of keep bubbling up, right, Shawn? That we talked about before.
I mean, I feel like, is it over? I feel like it's got to be over, and the stuff stops coming out every time. I'm like, this has to be it, right? And then boom, Partridge is fired, and this has to be it, right? Deletes his Twitter account.
Yeah, I know. I think we're still at the fucking tip of the iceberg, for Christ's sake.
Oh, I think with the NCAA, I agree, but I'm talking about for this year, and yeah, there's going to be a ton more.
Where we're at now, you're saying?
Yeah. I figure they're just going to be like, all right, just let the season play out. We'll deal with this in February.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep in here. Let me get through a few more before we get into this pregame. I hope you guys are ready. Matthew says Simon should play over Steele, but they don't play the same position, Matthew. Simon's filling in for Tommy at middle, and Steele is playing weak side. I'm not sure that's going to change. Gabe Powers did play, yes, with the strong 3-6, which is always nice to see in a Buckeye uniform.
He looked pretty good out there too.
He did. Got in late.
Some Hicks.
Right. Let's see what else. Right. Partridge is at least the fifth. It might be more like 6 Stafford fired this year. But anyway, Stephen Cherry's in. What's up, Stephen? Thank you for the eyeballs. You're welcome to, get in. Pam, what's up, Pam? Pam. Sorry, I watched The Office way too much. But thank you, Pam. Pam says, if Michigan plays like they did against Maryland, we will definitely win. Yeah, I'm with you there. I think most of us saw that. Yeah, get him. Odysseus says move Marv around, get him matched up on their second corner. Billy with a great question. Will Kyle be Jekyll or Hyde on Saturday? Which one's the good one that we want? I don't know if that's Jekyll or Hyde, though. Yep. Pam says just stop the run. I'm with you, Pam.
Sure.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if JJ can beat us without our DBs falling down, that seems like a good start. Anyway, RDB says Ryan Day looked in the post-game presser looked very relaxed. cracking jokes and laughing. Maybe he's got the answers to the score. I don't know. That was the end of that was mine. I'm keeping a tight watch for any Michigan people. So if you guys see any Michigan fucks popping in here and talking shit, you got to alert me. I'll keep an eye on it as I can. DA Horde, great point. I just hope the defense can fix the outside containment issues. Michigan RBs live to the outside with their jump steps. I would say the same with Trey. I think they should be ready to contain Trey on their defensive side of the ball. I think Blake Corum does not have your home run hitter speed. So we're going to get into all that. Tyler has 49-0. We have some aggressive scores coming in here a week before the game.
That would be an all-timer.
Positive energy. Oh,
Yeah,
gosh, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's arousing.
Remember when we had to destroy whiskey to get to the playoff or championship?
Yeah,
Yeah, one of those.
Right. Billy says 20-13. Very simple, realistic, down-to-earth take. I like it. Tyrone, what's up, Tyrone? Been a long time. Where you been? Tyrone has 28-24 Buckeyes.
I like that. I kind of like that. Somewhere in between those last two scores where I'm at. I could see this not. I can see this not being a lot of points scored. I can see that.
Stephen Cherry coming in hard as he does. 30-17. I'm recording all these scores, folks. We're entering these into.
I don't hate that score.
You don't? Okay, good. We're entering these in, so these scores will be part of the T-shirt contest for next year or next week. And hopefully we have another one the following week. What do we got here? Yeah. All right. Don Warwick is in. He has the Buckeyes 31-20 over Michigan. Another aggressive score. Tanya Smith. How you doing, Tanya? Welcome to the show. We need more women Buckeye fans in this show. Guys, don't be creepy. 31-17 from Tanya. I like it. 2-touchdown win. And they're rolling in now. We got Pookie and Ray Ray show coming in. You know it's a good night when Pookie and Ray Ray are in the house. They got the Buckeyes 35-10. Wow. This is going to be a bloodbath in Ann Arbor, the way it's coming over the comments here. But all right, we gotta kick off our pregame here. Oh, I'm out of bourbon. God damn it. Jeff, order me another drink, please.
Yo, thanks. Bartender, Joe Boo needs a refill.
Thanks. You got my wife's number? Of course you do. Anyway, noon on Fox. This is the big one. This is what we're all here for. This is what we wait 12 weeks for. We got to go up north to Ann Arbor. 11-0. This is the way we wanted it, right? From a year ago, this is the way we wanted it. Both teams 11-0, undefeated. This is what we want. You know, you got Michigan coming back. They have the 5th rank returning production, 81% overall of their team, 84% on offense, 78% on defense. Huge return for them. But they've had the 59th strength of schedule. So you could say the lack of decent opponents hasn't really put them through a battle yet. That Penn State game was not much of a battle, in my opinion. But anyway, you got your head coaches. Yes, I said coaches. Jim Harbaugh / Sharon Moore penises. Bringing their team. we got to talk injuries first because every team's dealing with them right now. With Michigan, you got I don't know how these fuckers. I do know how actually they don't really deal with a lot of injuries. It's because they don't play a lot of snaps or a lot of tough teams. So if you're just practicing every week in a game setting, you're not going to get dinged up much. So they are very healthy with the soft schedule, limited snaps. They get their starters out of there in the third quarter every week. But they do have 3 guys that left the field against Maryland this week. Michael Barrett, was he a D lineman, I believe? Yeah.
Linebacker. Linebacker, I thought. But anyways, yeah, he's a starter. Yeah, starter on defense.
He dinged up his shoulder, but he returned against Maryland, so he'll be fine. But they had 2 guys that did not return who it's going to be something to watch over this week, and it'll be on. It still is unclear if they're going to be back. You got the receiver Roman Wilson took a shot from the safety on a seam route down there over the middle, and he could have been fine. Who knows? He had some sweet shades on the sideline, so hopefully that hides his cloudiness. But then the most important piece here is tackle Miles Hinton. So Shawn Moore talked about Hinton after the game. He said that he suffered a knee injury that had no structural damage or anything like that after the game, but Hinton was already filling in for Ladarius Henderson. So if you got Hinton out, when Hinton went out anyway, Carson Barnhart slid over to left tackle from right to left. And then Trente Jones was inserted at the right tackle. So as for Henderson, Shawn Moore said the starting left tackle was being held out for precautionary reasons. I think he'll be back next week. So you got some jostling around of the O-line, some people dinged up, some guys playing that maybe aren't the best options, I would say, if you're playing your backups. So it's something to look out for. I'll get into the O-line grades here in a bit. So for the Buckeye injury report, as of right now, Ryan Day said after the game, Michael Hall will be back. Tommy Eichenberg will be back. Now we still have Lathan Ransom out for the year. So we'll see, what happens in January if we can get Ransom back on the field or not. So those are two huge dudes returning on the defensive side of the ball that we sorely need, right?
Well, for this game, sorely need. Yes.
Jeff, you have any other injury concerns or topics?
No, that was just the receiver Roman Wilson, who had that fucking lovely shirt on pregame. Dumb fuck, free hardball. Free him from what? From getting caught cheating, you asshole. Then the left tackle, even if that left tackle was back, maybe not 100%. He's got JT all day in his face, so JT's probably licking his fucking chops. Watching him, if it's a left ankle, it's that kick, that kick out step, that first step out. It might not be as aggressive when he plants, and JT can probably use that on a inside, swim moves, start up the field and then cut in, test that guy. That could be huge. Their right tackle, their right tackle got beat like a fucking rented mule against Penn State. Chop Robinson was eating that dude alive. So I fucking keep him, move him over to left. Go ahead. That dude was struggling. So their offensive line injuries. I wasn't too scared about Roman Wilson, anyways. I would put Denzel on him all day and be fine. But that should play a big part if their line depth is tested.
Well, Barnhart has the team lead in pressures. He's allowed 22 pressures on the year. Ladarius Henderson is 14. So whoever's playing tackle, there is a weak spot, maybe 2.
It comes down to every High State Michigan game. Who's going to win the line of scrimmage? Can our O-line handle their D-line?
On you.
I mean, I think we have an advantage at the D-line. They might, but they probably really like their matchups on the interior against our O-line too. So whose O-line plays better? I mean, it's gonna come down to that. It's gonna be real glaring as far
their
as
guard, Trevor Keegan, has allowed 8 pressures, so he's third on the team in pressures. Barnhart's allowed 3 sacks, Ladarius Henderson 1 sack. So it's not like anybody's racking up a ton of sacks, but people are getting pressures. Miles Hinton allowed 7. Then you get into like the center, Drake Nugent has allowed 5. So, but he's
and their coaches know that.
What?
And that's why that's what their coaches are aware that they are their pass pro isn't up to snuff. That's why they run the ball 32 fucking times in the second half. Yep. We got to be able to stop their run because they have no problem not passing. You know what I mean? We got to force them into those 3rd and longs where they have to pass and then bring pressure. If they're getting 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s all day, they're not gonna pass. They're not even they won't risk it. So that's gonna be on us to.
You got to have really
disciplined
pressure. You got to have really disciplined pressure, I think, with JJ because the dude is not afraid to run. I mean, he hasn't done it much this year, but that's the only thing that really concerns me about this game is if he goes off. If we can contain him, not just his arm. I'm not worried about his arm, but if we can contain JJ running, they're in trouble.
Well, their tackles are not great at run blocking either. Barnhart is a 66.8 on the season. Miles Hinton is a 66.2. Keegan, the guard, Brett the Gut, is only a 64. So there's nothing too intimidating about these guys. Trente Jones is a 62 if he starts the game. Ladarius Henderson's even worse. He's a 61-1. So there's a lot of mediocrity in there. And again, I'm going to go back to just looking at this fucking schedule for Michigan. They have not played anybody. They have not played an offense or a defense like us. You could say Penn State's defense was close,
Penn State's
maybe,
nice.
kind of. But, dude, our secondary is better than Penn State's. Our secondary is much better. We got lockdown corners. We got a nickel, safeties that'll come up and shut down the run. So I don't think just because Penn State statistically has a good team, I don't think that I would take their defense over ours.
No, because Michigan can't run the ball 32 times in the second half of the game next week and beat us, unless they're they would have to be up 40 fucking points. I mean, but we talk about Penn State's defense as an equal type defense towards ours. We're not giving up 32 straight fucking carries. You know what I'm saying? That's what I kind of knocked their defense down a little bit because they played great until Michigan just said, all right, well, we're just not going to pass the ball. You're not going to give you a chance to pass rush us. We're just going to run it down your throat. And then they did it. We cannot let that happen. I mean, that's Michigan's going to want to do that. They're going to want to run the ball 45 times against us. I
can't wait to see.
They need to get to that
personnel package.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did it from the jump. Yeah, and another thing.
What's the package?
That fucking 7 lineman package they have. I mean, now depth.
You can't run that all day.
No, but we're gonna have to stop the run to get them where we want them. To be advantageous to us.
Right.
I mean,
they're going to try and run it on us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's quickly go through common opponents. All right, we got a handful here. Indiana, we won by 20. They won by 45. Maryland, we won by 20. They won by 7, and needed 2 safeties, by the way. Purdue, we won by 34. They won by 28. Penn State, we won by 8. They won by 9. Rutgers, they won by 19. I'm sorry, we won by 19. They won by 24. Michigan State, we won by 35. They won by 49. Minnesota, we won by 34. They won by 42. All right. That does not mean a lot, but those are the common opponents we have played. So it gives you some perspective from a 30,000 foot point of view. But let's compare stats here. Key offensive stats. All right. Buckeyes score 33.5 points per game. Michigan scores 38.3 points per play. Buckeyes are at 0.5. Michigan is 0.6. Average scoring margin, Buckeyes plus 24. Michigan plus 29. Yards per game, Buckeyes 424. Michigan 400. Yards per play, Buckeyes and Michigan both 6.3. What else? Oh, I think I had third down efficiency somewhere. Third down conversion percentage, Buckeyes 46%, Michigan 52%. That's on offense, converting your third downs. On defense, opponent points per game, Buckeyes 9.5, Michigan 9.0. Opponent points per play, 0.145 for the Buckeyes, Michigan 0.155. Favor the Buckeyes there. Opponent yards per game, 255 for the Buckeyes, 236 for Michigan. Opponent yards per play, 3.9 for the Buckeyes, 4.1 for Michigan. Favor the Buckeyes there. Takeaways, the Buckeyes are at 1, Michigan at 1.7. Good job, Talia, helping to increase that average. Turnovers per game, the margin, Michigan is plus 1.1. Buckeyes are at 0. So those are some quick comparisons when we're looking at just the stats. I do want to point out, though, the Ohio State is the only team in college football this year that has given up fewer TDs than anybody else. They've allowed 10 total in 11 games, 3 rushing, 7 passing. That seems important.
That's pretty good. What's Michigan's about the same?
I don't know.
Probably close. I mean, they were giving up 7, 9 points a game pretty regularly there for a long stretch. They were under 10 for a lot of games. Probably close, but I mean, look at the schedule. The common opponents are the same, but outside of those common opponents, we've played better teams, so the numbers are skewed a little bit.
I would say skewed in the favor of the team with the weakest schedule, though.
Sure, I mean, yeah, they average a few more yards per game. They give up a few less yards, but we're playing better teams. Yeah, but in those stats, I mean, they're all pretty close. So we're a lot of that stuff's pretty even. It's all in this game. I mean, none of that shit will matter too in this game because there's a lot of years we were heavy favorites, way more talented, and got it taken to us in the 90s. Years, when Harbaugh thought he had it rolling, we would fucking destroy him with 62 points on the board with Dwayne and Justin. So, the stats.
So let's go through position by position. I'm seeing from JJ McCarthy a darker side of JJ showing up recently, and I'm talking about the last couple of weeks, especially this past week against Maryland, where he was 52% completions. They let him throw the ball 23 times. And I was shocked they let him throw the ball in the second half, honestly. But 12 of 23, 52%, 141. What's that?
What was that?
A strange dude just tried to get in my car. Nothing.
Really? You strapped?
Better grab your strap, bro. What the fuck? Just going down in the D.
And anyway, an INT on JJ. Shawn, do you need me to call for help?
Yeah, right.
No, I'm good.
Good. Sure.
Move to a well-lit area.
Yeah. You shouldn't park in that area.
Well, I'm outside the thing. I'm waiting for my wife and kid to get out of here.
Oh.
I'm
Anyway.
gonna park lot.
So Michigan comes up. They were outscored in that second half against Maryland, man, 14-8. Again, they needed 2 safeties to win this game. How often do you say that?
No, not often, but
A little confusing.
we've had some of those stinker games too, though. We're not that close, but some games where we
need
just
safeties.
letting teams. No, not to that point, but I don't put too much into it. Michigan's gonna be ready for us. They're gonna be loaded. It's gonna be a handful. We can't just look at that performance and be like, oh, see, they're struggling. They're gonna come out at home. They're gonna come out. It's gonna be the fucking vitriol that crowd will have. It's all gonna play a part. We're gonna have our hands full for real.
Yeah.
Still,
I agree. So let me talk to you more about JJ McCarthy. So he's Capricorn.
he might be shook from that Penn State game, though. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't. He might be shook a little bit by.
I would have been shook from my dad doing things to my girlfriend. They shouldn't have on camera in a game. So
yeah, that was weird. That would
bother me a little bit more than Penn State's defense.
Like those times you're like, I wish.
Well,
we had the audio.
There's rumors. I don't know if they're founded, but I think he took some. There's rumors that he might not be 100% right now, and may have got dinged up and whatever. That's why they're really limiting how he runs and just his whole style of play right now. But I think we can't get lulled to sleep by that. I mean, that guy's capable.
Right. But his grades this past week at Maryland were horribly bad. Like, I'm talking under 60. His passing grade was 51. Rushing grade was 54. Against Penn State, his passing was 56. And then he had the stinker against Bowling Green, a 40, not even a Power 5 team. But he's also graded at 84, a 69 against Indiana. This guy's like all over the map. I guess you could say the same about Kyle at times, but
yeah,
at least Kyle was throwing consistently for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns a week, 65% completions. JJ's all over the place. Some weeks he's like 50%. Some weeks he's 65, 75, 80%. You don't know what you're going to get from this guy. And it really probably depends on how much the play caller wants to give him. How much do they trust him? He's averaged at more than a sack per game.
The one thing with him that would separate him from Kyle would be his ability to make the bigger splash plays with his feet, getting outside the pocket, and then guy comes up to try to think he's going to keep running, and he dumps, he lets it loose at the line of scrimmage, hit the big play down the field. He showed it against us last year when we blew assignments. He can get outside the pocket, he can make plays. But yeah, he might be dinged. Our friend, the Michigan man, he feels that he is definitely injured, and they're nursing him that way. But if he can't move outside the pocket and make those kind of plays like he did last year against us, we just got to keep him in enough of those situations to have him like kind of a sitting duck back there in the pocket.
When you look at his rushing attempts, he only had 2 last week for 1 yard. The week before at Penn State, he obviously took off a lot more often because their DNs were so aggressive, getting upfield. It opened lanes for him, like for anyone.
And the receivers were locked up. Penn State's corners.
Right. Yes.
Michigan doesn't have game breakers at receiver. Fuck out of here, Roman Wilson.
No, you're not
game
Marvin
breakers.
Harrison.
No.
Right.
You're not
So
fucking turning up pace.
he has very limited number of rushing attempts. I'm not talking sacks. This is strictly rushing attempts. He's got 26 on the year. 8 of those came against Penn State.
Out of necessity, right?
Yeah. So
they got 2 studs. I mean, I wouldn't run them either. With who they got handing the ball to. I wouldn't. They're probably probably whole year probably Harbaugh was like, we can't risk this guy getting injured. We got to keep you a little healthier. Let's just feed these 2, and we'll just maul people to death, and we won't need you. They needed him in Penn State, and he was able to do it, but probably got dinged up a little bit in that game.
I think he got dinged up against Maryland as well. Actually, looked like he got up a little gingerly a couple times. So, what else do we need to cover on this game? Shawn, what do you got on offense? You got any thoughts?
On Michigan's or ours against them?
Take your pick.
It's your board.
I feel that their defense is it's good, but I feel like it's a bit. I don't feel like they have a bunch of superstars. I think they play really sound. They got Will Johnson. I mean, I give him some props, but I don't see a ton of other Sonny Styles and JTs and that out there. But they play really good and sound football. But I don't think, like you said, okay, go ahead, put Johnson on Marv. He'll still get open, and then help him, and Emeka on the backside is going to destroy you. So I think they're going to have a problem there. Their offense and what they're going to do, I think they hold a lot of things back, and there's going to be a lot of new stuff. That 7-8 man front concerns me. That Michael Hall's back is huge, I think, because I mean we might have packages, that are 5D linemen if they're going to start pulling that stuff. I mean, it'd be interesting to see.
Sure.
What we come out with.
Yeah, they'll have their short yardage package with, an extra D lineman lined up out there as a third tight end or whatever. Go ahead, but you can't do that for the entire game. But when I look at this schedule that they have played, they have not played a high-level offense or defense other than Penn State. And that was not a high-level offense. I'm talking just defense there.
But
dare I say
Talia? Except for Maryland, they've beaten everybody by 2 scores. Except for Maryland, they've beaten everybody by 2 scores.
Yeah, Talia is the best quarterback they've played. I mean, seriously, am I saying that? Yeah,
I can't think. Yeah, I can't think of another one.
I like the kid from East Carolina.
Oh,
tough kid.
Wow, our hearts go out.
That might have been their best. That might have been their toughest one, though.
I don't know. Regardless, they have not played. That's the thing is when you don't get into a battle throughout a 12-game season until your last game, that seems like a big problem. We've been through battles with Notre Dame down to the wire, last play of the game. Penn State, that was a slobber knocker. We, say what you want about Drew Aller, but they ran the ball well, and we still, had to, keep it close and win that one. I mean, we got away with easy ones with Rutgers is not a gimme either, but Michigan State, Minnesota the last couple of weeks. So hopefully we're getting our team healthy, but they have not had that challenge. And that's why I think we have, the upper side, the upper hand here.
I agree, Joe. We're way more game tested, in pressure situations. But we know going into the season, Michigan's got pros. We knew they were going to be good. We all predicted them
22
to be 11-0,
according
just like
to
us.
Jim Harbaugh. They have 20 plus draft picks on this
19
team.
to 20 kids getting drafted, right? I think the strength of their defense is their interior line. Their interior D line. They got that one kid, Grant, I think is his name. He's a freak. Like freakish athleticism with size. The guy that caught the Penn State running back from behind.
Right.
I'm going radio silent for about 5 minutes here, boys. I'll be back in a moment.
All right. So I mean, I think their strength is their interior line. I'm sure they're loving their matchup with our offensive line, just like we like Hall being back healthy with Tyleek and Jack and JT. So, but their linebackers, their interior D line, they don't have the pass rushers. They don't have pros, first round picks like they did in the last couple of years against us.
Right.
Will Johnson's a pro, but even I like Marv against any corner 1-on-1 and man to man. I'll take Marv against anybody, and we still should test Will Johnson when it's man to man on an island out there. Right. We still got it. We still got to go to Marv. We can't.
Sanders Drill seems to be the biggest playmaker of all of them at the slot.
Yeah, and so, but they're gonna do a lot of funky zone, cover twos and zones in the middle there, clouding over the top against Marv. So,
did you see that Minnesota safety sprinting after the snap every time to cover Marv over the top on the deep routes?
Yeah, like almost like turning and burning.
I know. It's like, oh snap! I'm going over here.
But I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't. I wouldn't leave Marvin Harrison 1-on-1 unless I had like a Deion Sanders or like a surefire top 5 pick at corner that was a super stud, guaranteed all pro guy. If I didn't have one of them, I wouldn't leave Marv. I wouldn't leave him alone with one guy ever.
No,
make somebody else beat you. I mean, I was watching the last couple games. I'm like, why are they doing that to that freshman from Michigan State? Why? That's not cool to him. That's coaching. That's like the coach's fault. Like, what do you expect that true freshman to do 1-on-1 against Marv? He's gonna get beat up. Minnesota saw it a couple of times. I'm like, why are we not throwing? We should check every time when Marv's out by himself, man to man, and dude's two yards off of him trying to bump and run him. That should be an instant check to Marv every time. Back shoulder, fade, whatever. I think it should be an automatic check until Will Johnson or somebody can show us. No, you can't. I'm on it with that back shoulder shit. You can't get it on me.
Well, Maryland got Will Johnson on 6 targets, 4 completions for 54 yards.
You would say that he's their best cover man, though, right? You would agree with that, Joe?
That's my point.
I'd have made I was pissed when they got him because I knew he was a stud coming out of school.
Right. But that's my point is that Maryland took advantage of him. His coverage grades are good and bad. He's like night and day. He was a 56 against Maryland, a 69 against Penn State, but Penn State had nobody to throw to. A 91
Maryland has
against
better weapons,
Purdue.
I think, too. Yeah.
68 against Michigan State, 67 against Indiana, 85 against Minnesota, 46 against Nebraska, for Christ's sake. He didn't even play week 1, week 3, and week 9.
Really?
He didn't play.
I haven't been following him close enough. Is it like a year like Denzel, where he didn't seem healthy, didn't seem right? Denzel had a great freshman year.
They probably
really
didn't
fell
need
off
him.
his sophomore year.
I don't know.
I haven't been following, but he better be 100% if he's going to deal with Marv all day. I like our matchups. I like our matchups everywhere except our O line versus their D line. That's what I'm really worried about the most.
I have to think.
Could Marv be playing for a Heisman on Saturday? I mean, if he goes off, I think he's a legit contender.
He's going to need some serious numbers and some big time. Like, they got to win first, and he's got to be the reason they win.
2 scores minimum.
At least, yeah, right. But I think he's getting invited. I think he's getting invited to New York regardless. I think he can earn a lot of votes if he is one of the reasons we pull off the victory up there. I think he has a real good shot. But I think he's going to New York. I mean, they take 4 people, right? I mean, Nix and Penix, if one of them falls asleep when they play each other, Penix had another good game. I watched that Oregon State game too last night late. Was it Nix? It's Bo Nix, Penix, Marv, and the dude from LSU, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels got some serious numbers.
His numbers are stupid, but they're 8-3. I think.
Hold on, I got it.
Yeah, he had that stupid game 2 weeks ago. It was fucking like 230 rushing, 300
Yeah,
and some
as
passing.
of right now, Daniels is minus 120 to win. He's number one, but then you got Bo Nix right behind him at plus 140. Then Penix was plus 600, Harrison plus 2,800, Carson Beck plus 6,000. So Nix is most likely going to leapfrog Daniels, right?
Do they vote after the conference championship games, or is it after the regular season?
I forget the deadline.
Because I think that Washington Oregon game,
I think so.
Which I think that game, that Pac-12 championship, that would go a long way if one of those two balls the fuck out. You know what I mean? Because they both got the numbers already, but I think they go after the conference. They should. I don't know why they wouldn't go after the conference championship game.
All right, hold on. I
I
got
don't
it
know.
right here. Deadline for ballots December 4th. So you could get your championship games in. But how many of these assholes are hanging on to watch that vote on it?
See, that's the problem. I think I wouldn't accept the vote until after that. You know what I mean? I would if people tried to turn in before.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
especially for guys that are going to go head to head, possibly like Nix and Penix.
Right.
You know, that game's going to be huge.
Right. Or even just in Ohio State, where you got a Marv that could put up monster numbers against a Wisconsin or Illinois, Iowa, whatever. You know, it's not fair. But I think I remember the percentages of voters that put in their votes prior to the end of the year. It was something astronomical, like over 50% of voters put in their ballots before the end of the season. It's like, what are we doing here?
Some years you probably can, because you know Caleb Williams last year, I'm sure everybody decided by week 10 this guy's the best. You know, this guy's getting Heisman. So there's certain years that you probably could do that where there's somebody clearly at the top. But I tell you what, CJ Stroud, if we would have beat Michigan last year and he threw for 4 or 5 touchdowns, 300 some yards, I think CJ would have really challenged him for that Heisman. Can't say he would have won it, but the
problem is these assholes just pull up like the game logs, like how many stats did you put up per game? They don't watch the games.
Stat lines,
you know, all these assholes, because half of them are Heisman winners, so you got Tim Tebow voting, which he doesn't watch every game, or whoever. You got old guys like, you know, whatever, Ghosty Chalky White, you know, voting.
Chalky White.
So
Boardwalk Empire, great show.
Oh yeah, I watch it every year.
You're right. I mean, they that's how they need to there's a million guys that would love, like us talking. I would love to have a Heisman vote. I would be digging in. I watched a ton of games all season. I would watch every game of every top 5 player to try to make a best educated vote. You know what I mean? If these guys that are just looking at stat lines and not paying attention to what they're doing in certain instances of certain games, you know, big games, come up with big plays at the right moments, all that shit matters. And it's regional, you know. I mean, the people out west are going to give either Nix or Penix their vote. The people in the Midwest are probably going to, you know, give Marv, and they got to have a guy in the South. I mean, it's regionalized, so people they're gonna, you know, if they're a sports writer in an SEC town, they're gonna most likely vote for the best player they see every week in the SEC. You know, same with each other region. So I don't know. I think, but yeah, Marv has a chance at plus 2,800. That I might be Venmoing you a little bit here, Joe.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, everybody. Hey, get into our football pool. We got a squares pool going on. I got me, Jeff, and Shawn are in it already. Jeff, I need to know which square you want, if you care, or I'll just grab one for you. We got our guy DJ Big Hoove in there. So send $10. I think I put I hope I put the payment stuff in the description. If not, hit me up. I'll send you the payment info. Just Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, whatever, to me, and we'll get you locked in. Get
OnlyFans?
squares. 10.
Can I get another square? My wife wants a square. Or is this for listeners only and us?
She doesn't listen?
Well, does Rochelle listen?
She is right now.
All right.
Well,
Then yes.
she hasn't listened to Joe in 20 years, probably.
The
Put the
diehard
headphone,
did
put
yourself.
the headphones on her and tape it over her ears. But yes, whoever wants to jump in can jump in. Yes, there's no restrictions. We got 25 squares, so you get 2 numbers for each team per square. So you get 2 numbers for Michigan, 2 numbers for Ohio State on each square. Buy as many squares as you want. I'll drop the payment info into the description of the video, but I sent it out on Friday, I believe, and we got a few people popping in. So hit me up, and we pay $50 per quarter and for the final. So 5 payouts, $50 each. Very simple math. I learned this in elementary school. What else? We gotta tie a bow on this Ohio State Michigan game. We got to get our score predictions in here. Microscopes.
Oh yeah.
Let's start with you, Jeff. How are you feeling about this score prediction? Buckeyes, the dog by 4. Buckeyes getting 4. Over under 46.5. Let me double check and see if that's changed, but probably not.
It was 4.5 last week, I think, but yeah, it's down to 4.
Yeah. Well, I got a 6 ticket.
Ooh.
So I'm writing that.
How long
Plus,
would
I
you
got a
lock that
3
up?
ticket from earlier in the summer. Yeah, I got a 3.5 now officially on Bet Online.
It's coming down. A lot of high state money's coming is going to be rolling in. I don't think it matters. I gotta say the Buckeyes went outright. Fuck your spreads. 46.5 is over under. So that's like a 23, 26.
It's 46 now, so they
46.
dropped the hook off that.
I'm gonna go under. Buckeyes 23. Fucking scum 16.
What's a field goal soon?
Yeah.
All right. We'll do the microscopes after we do the score predictions. Shawn, let's go back to you. Buckeyes by 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 27-20. This is the first time that I've really things have been trending in our direction, not in their direction. The vitriol at this year's game with all the stuff that's been going on. I mean, I felt bad for Michigan at first, kind of, but then all the vitriol that they've thrown at Ohio State and Day and all this bullshit. I'm just the hatred couldn't be any higher this year, I feel, among these 2 programs. And I know they're going to try and use it for an edge. We're going to use it for an edge, and it should be a slobber knocker. But I think we got the advantage. And I think it's trending that way, and our defense makes some big plays. And again, if we can keep JJ in check, this is a real game. This is a huge game. I mean, I can't remember it being bigger. Maybe
That's what she said.
The night the game when
'06
died the night before.
Yeah.
Right.
I was 6. I mean, it was 1 versus 2 in '06, but some of the game was taken out of that.
Each other but everyone was nice. I was at that game, and just the respect for Schembechler and all that. It was a really probably the nicest vibe I've ever seen it around that game. This is going to be the nastiest, I feel.
I mean, if I was going up to that game, I'm taking a crew of fucking heavy hitters because there's going to be fights.
I don't want to be around Ann Arbor.
No, I mean, if you're going up there, Buckeye fans, find your dudes that you want to go in an alley with and take them with you. They might not be the coolest people, but fuck it, you're going to need them, I think, especially if we come out victorious.
What's the open carry law up there, by the way?
It's not good.
Oh.
Yeah, we don't allow that.
It's
We
not
don't allow
good.
that stuff. Actually,
Right.
open we might, but yeah, we don't have that constitutional stuff carry up here. You got to be on
Go
your
with that
toes.
Constitution shit. All right, I'm going 2013. This is a low-scoring affair. Somebody may
I can see
die
that,
on the
yeah.
field, probably a player or a coach. I don't know. So I'm going over under 0.5 murders. There will be well over 10 and a half fights on the field with players. In the
Keep it clean,
stands,
boys. Keep
in
it
the
clean.
stands, it's going to be 51 and a half over. But anyways,
You think Buckeyes are going to this game? You think they're traveling up to this?
some
I
with
mean, as
the
many tickets
Stones.
as they can get, as much as they can get. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Michigan in years past they would probably selling off some of their tickets when Ohio State would almost take over that shithole stadium. I don't see that being the case. I bet it's
No, I
70-30
don't either.
Michigan fans.
Well, yeah,
I bet
this
it's
is a
like
national
We had
championship
OHIO
team.
rolling around that
Right.
house.
So I'm going 2013, tight one score game. Jeff, let's go back to you. Give me your microscopes, offense and defense.
Okay. Defense. We need to stop the run. I'm gonna go Tommy Eichenberg. Tommy maybe a 15, 18 tackle game. Just leaving it all on that field. He might even leave a part of himself on that field after the game. I think he's gonna come out and just wanting to murder people. Hopefully he can, stay healthy. I think we're gonna need him big. I mean, if you want to go Tyleek in front of him with stopping that run, but stopping the run is paramount. Number one key. So I'm gonna go with the two guys we need in the middle, stopping that run. Tommy Eichenberg.
Right.
Offense. Do you want me to do them both here?
Do them all. You got
Fucking
special
offense.
teams too?
Yeah. I got something for fucking Parker Fleming here.
I don't care.
I don't know. I'll say Donovan Jackson, just as an interior offensive lineman.
That's
We have to control their D line. Give Trey the creases he needs. Michigan, they never had to deal with Trey. They've never seen a healthy Trey Henderson. We got to be able to get some creases for him. We got to be able to seal guys off, fucking drive them out of holes. It could be the center and both guards, but one of them I'll pick Donovan Jackson. You're a 5-star kid. Show us. Ball out, control fucking their stud D lineman. So where the game's gonna be won. Who can control the line scrimmage?
All right. Shawn, what do you got for your microscopes, offense and defense?
All right, I'm going to cheat this week a little bit, and because it's Michigan week, and I'm kind of on your same page about people dying on the field and this and that. My spotlight's on every player that gets out on that field. It's next man up. You've got to be out there making plays. I don't care if it's Turner or one of these young guys that has to get in there and do some things. Everyone has to be ready to play. I'm looking at anybody because you know what? The spotlight's going to be on you if you make a mistake, like it has been in years past. So everybody's on notice.
And how costly are the mistakes? Remember G. Scott's personal foul shoving after the play was huge. He put us in a 3rd and long. There's going to be some unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. There's going to be personal fouls. Shoving. The last guy swings. How costly will those be to ending drives, maybe, or negating touchdowns? Which team can control their emotions better and not get those penalties that could really be taken away from maybe even points off the board. Definitely. Anybody on the field everything's under a microscope. You're right. We all could have done that too, Shawn. It's taking the easy way out, but whatever.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if you want me to go on offense, I'll take Kyle. He just needs to, play a clean game. I mean, I don't need you to be CJ Stroud and throw up 350, but get around that 200 with a couple touchdowns, no turnovers, and that's a recipe for Buckeyes to win. Especially
And
with
he
the
can
way
do
the run
that
game's
if
been
our O line does their part. If our O line does what they need to do, he'll be able to do that. Ball control, play it smart, accurate passes, use the running game. But if our O line takes a shit and they're dominating us up front and getting pressure on him, we can't expect him to overcome all that. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Should be noted. As I get into my picks, Shawn, who'd you have on defense?
everybody.
Thank you. Very
Shawn's going all 22 for
right.
spotlights. Okay,
Yeah,
well done, bud.
too deep. The too deep. I'm going
Those guys
Trey.
too. No, I'm serious. Yeah, those guys
right.
too. They're gonna get
All
in, like you
right.
said. There's gonna be a tough game. People are gonna be
Yeah.
in and out. They're gonna
Yeah.
be rotating in different packages to
Right.
defend against that 7-8 man O line thing that they do.
Mhm.
We're gonna need dudes that we're not used to making plays probably.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going offense. Trey, this is an easy one. They haven't seen Trey in 2 years. Last time he was on Michigan soil, he went 17 carries, 74 yards, 4.4 average, a touchdown, 5 receptions, hello, and a 10.8 average, and a touchdown there as well. Could be a sign of things to come again 2 years later, because he did not play last year, out with injury. So I'm going Trey. Seems like a no-brainer. Tyleek on defense, though. Tyleek is the bottle up the front, shutting shit down, getting into JJ's face when he does throw it, the rare occasion, but shutting down that run. Corum, Deadwards, whoever wants to sprinkle their way through the line. Tyleek is going to be the guy there. We also got Michael Hall back, so don't forget about that. Tyleek, though, has been your tried and true season long, playing every snap, bottling everything up. So I'm going Trey, Tyleek, double T's.
Yeah, I'm right with you, Joe. We're thinking the same thing. The O-line does their job. Trey will have his day on him.
Yeah.
Tyleek does his job. Eichenberg's gonna have his day.
Yeah.
So, it's cut and dry. And McCord, you can't ball security. You can't turn it over. Chuck the ball out of bounds. Punt, field position. If we need to do it, it's gonna, like you said, Joe. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2013, a 16-13 game. 21-13, somewhere in that range. It could be.
Right.
I think we forced a turnover in a key spot and we capitalize on it. I think Marv, he makes a statement and we pull ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be real low.
Do you got to put a spy on JJ on this game? Do you got to put Sonny, making sure
Nah, I don't
JJ's
think so.
accounted for?
No, I'm not. I'm not worried about JJ's legs, honestly.
Okay, Joe, I'm with you.
Run first.
Yeah, I'm with you, Joe. I'm with you. I think you have Sonny up closer to the line screen with Proctor healthy. Put Proctor deep. Move Sonny a little closer to the line to help with that run support, but also be able to and it's all in our rushing too. Like we have to rush with purpose, not just all out abandon. You know what I mean? Like you can pass rush and contain at the same time. Make him step up in the pocket. We got Sonny, Eichenberg, whoever, Simon in the middle there. Not necessarily a spy, because I don't think especially if Roman Wilson's down too. If he's not 100%, they don't have any more threats down the field, so we can do a lot more man coverage and maybe use a spy. But I don't think we need to. I think we just need to crowd the line of scrimmage, make them get in those passing downs, and then kind of see how the game flows.
Right.
If he's moving really well and he's getting outside the pocket on us, then you have to adjust. But I think you load up to stop the run and trust your corners to play tight man and no blown assignments. And then adjust accordingly.
Yeah. I'm seeing some talk of Michigan being banned from postseason play. This is just rumors, breaking rumor stuff. So just wanted to throw that out there to get your juices going. Anyway, as far as the game goes,
let's ban them. I don't want the Big Ten to ban them. I want to ban them.
Well, yeah, I feel super confident about this Buckeye game. I'm not saying we're going to walk away, with a big blowout. You saw that from my score prediction. It's a 1-score win, low scoring affair. But I feel like we've been through the battles this year. We've got a very experienced team. I know they do too. They got 44 seniors. But
Jesus
I feel
Christ.
really strong that we have the better
Harbaugh's
talent,
definitely leaving.
though. So I feel good. Anyway,
Joe, we've had better talent. Real quick, Joe, we've had better talent 2 years ago. With CJ Stroud,
Okay.
I felt really good
Right.
2 years ago at home.
Right.
And last year at home. I mean, we've had better talent for the past
This defense
15 years.
Is one of the best in the country. So we didn't have that.
The defense won't give up the plays we did last year. Right. Yeah, you're right. That's it.
Right.
Our defense won't have the blown assignments. That's the difference.
So we're going to be live all week, 4:30, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget, you'll get your daily blitz every morning, including. So hopefully we can get Jeff and Shawn back in here sometime this week. We'll talk some more Michigan shit. We'll talk some serious matchups.
Well, definitely. There'll probably be 2 or 3 more breaking stories by then. So, I love to chime
That's what I was going to say.
More
shit will pop out.
I wish they would just let the dust settle for a week so we can just focus on the game and have something not actually affect the football game, because I don't really care about some of this extraneous stuff, but we might have to deal with that at some point.
It's a media dream right here. Michigan, they keep on giving. It's the fucking gift that keeps on giving, because there's probably so much shit going on. Shit will continue to get leaked. I mean, it's gonna continue probably all through the bowl season. But you're right, Joe. Right. It does take away from it, but I think they're so dirty and so fucked and so such a cesspool that it's gonna keep coming out.
All right, folks,
we'll be right here to cover
your scores in this week before game day for the t-shirt contest. We got Johnny C, the latest winner, and keep dropping your comments on all the videos. If you want to wait till Friday, you can do that. Just leave your score as a comment on any of the videos if you can't make it in live. But like I said, we'll be live all week at 4:30 Eastern, except for Thursday. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Jeff and Shawn, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Fuck scum.